What's poppin'? My name is Duckhead, and today I'd like to pose the question: should the 2v8 mode be the main mode in Dead by Daylight going forward? Now, let me clarify what I mean by the main mode. I don't mean that 1v4 should disappear. That's not what I mean. I just mean, should 2v8 get the attention that 1v4 is receiving going forward? So should this be the preeminent mode? Should this be the mode that's promoted? Should this be the mode that you think about when you think about Dead by Daylight, right? And I'm gonna ponder over that in this video. So my answer to that question is, I do think going forward that the 2v8 mode should be the main mode in Dead by Daylight. Now let me explain why. So first of all, it is more enjoyable for both sides. For Killer, it's a better experience. For Survivor, it's a better experience. So for Killer, you don't have to worry about things like flashlight saves, pallet saves. You don't have to worry about like fucking dead hards. You don't have to worry about adrenalines. You don't have to worry about brand new parts. You don't have to worry about map offerings. You don't have to worry about sabos, right? You don't have to worry about, you know, things that are generally agreed upon to be annoying as Killer or problematic as Killer. You don't have to worry about that. Also, if you are making a bunch of mistakes in your game, you have a teammate to fall back on. So if he starts gaining some momentum, you can start gaining some momentum too. Previously in the 1v4 game mode, if you're making mistakes as Killer, nobody's there to bail you out. You're just shit on unless you turn it around somehow. So it is a more enjoyable experience overall for Killer. For Survivor, and also on top of that, all you have to do is focus on hooks. That's all you have to do. You just beat people's ass. You have a plethora of asses to beat in the 2v8 mode. You're gonna beat somebody's ass, and you're gonna have a good time because, I mean, the probability of you getting 8 really fucking good people that you can't hit is very, very low. So you're gonna have somebody's ass to beat more than likely, right? That you wouldn't have in the 1v4 mode per se all the time. Now, for Survivor, it's also a more enjoyable experience because you don't have to worry about being slugged. You don't have to worry about being tunneled. You don't have to worry about being camped. And the reason is, like, inherently, this mode, it is detrimental to slug, to tunnel, and you can't really camp. You can't really tunnel either, right? Since the animation to put you on the hook is so quick, there's really no reason, unless you're around a bunch of people, for you to be slugging people, right? And as far as camping goes, if you get near where somebody's hooked, it teleport across the map. So you don't have to worry about that. And as far as tunneling goes, you don't control where people are hooked. So it's extremely difficult, almost damn near impossible for you to actually tunnel people, right? Also, for Survivor, you don't have to worry about perks like, you know, NOED. You don't have to worry about perks like Save the Best for Last, things of that nature. So it's a more enjoyable experience overall for both sides. My second reason for why I think that the 2v8 mode should be the preeminent mode going forward is it has lack of content, but it's still overwhelmingly fun. It's probably the funnest thing we have in Dead by Daylight that we've ever had, right? And let me explain the lack of content. We have 5 killers: Huntress, Hillbilly, Nurse, Trapper, Wraith. That's it. Basic ass killers. And we have 5 realms. We have Disturbed Ward, Red Forest, Cold Wind, Azerovs, McMillan. Those are the only 5 realms we have. 5 realms, 5 killers. And on top of that, you only have 4 classes for Survivor. But it's still unbelievably fun, and this is just like basically a fucking beta, if you will, for this mode. It has a lack of content, yet it is still fun, and it hasn't lost how fun it is in the time that we've had this mode. And I don't think that's like honeymoon stage speaking. I just think that speaks to how fun the 2v8 mode actually is. So just imagine when we get things like more killers, like, you know, Spirit, fucking Wraith, not Wraith, sorry, Plague. When we get fucking, you know, Wesker, Demogorgon, Legion, Ghostface, Myers, etc., etc. Imagine when we get more killers. Imagine when we get more map realms, like Decimated Borgo, or like Garden of Joy, or like Area of Crows, or Orman, things of that nature. So, despite its lack of content, the 2v8 mode is still extremely fun. Alright? My third reason for why I believe that the 2v8 mode should be the main mode going forward is I genuinely think that the 2v8 mode is more balanced than the 1v4 mode. I know a lot of you are probably like, Duckhead, what the fuck is this prisoner of the moment nonsense you're spewing? Just hear me out. So the reason that I think it's more balanced is because you don't have to worry about the sheer amount of shit, the plethora of shit in the 2v8 mode that you have to worry about in the 1v4 mode. So you don't have to worry about things like map offerings. You don't have to worry about things like inside maps and outdoor maps at the same time. You don't have to worry about dead hards. You don't have to worry about fucking goddamn fucking pop goes the weasels and scorched pain resonance. You don't have to worry about brand new parts because there are no add-ons. You don't have to worry about syringes, right? You don't have to worry about the no-eds. You don't have to worry about sabots. You don't have to worry about fucking overpowered toolboxes, overpowered make. You don't have to worry about any of this crazy shit that you'd have to worry about in the 1v4 mode, right? You don't have to worry about that. The perks are generally very balanced. They have a little, in speaking for Survivor, they have a little bit of everything for everybody. For example, the Escapist class, you have the Sprint Burst that would help all players, right? It helps all players to avoid the hit for just a little bit, right? But that would help probably the lower skilled players. Not as much as it would help a high skilled player, but it would help them out a little bit. The 3% speed boost, better veteran players can make use of that when maybe the fucking the low hour player utilizing that 3% speed boost, they won't really be able to make use of it because they're not really that good at looping, right? But they have that speed boost, they have that sprint burst to rely on to maybe let them avoid the hit for a little bit. And everybody has access to a self-care. So, and that's after the second hook stage. So, like, the perks that you have as Survivor have a little bit of everything for everybody to make use out of. And the higher skill players will make better use out of the things in Escapist class, maybe some things with the aura reading that lower skill players might not be able to make use out of. But they're not crazy fucking broken strong, right? Also, the killers' perks and abilities, they're very straightforward. Most of the perks for killers are just aura reading, right? And, you know, Nurse makes you scream as she goes past you. Wraith, if he's near another killer, he has them as undetectable. Trapper, you get aura reading. Your teammate gets aura reading if you start a chase with somebody, right? So it's not something that's crazy strong. Even the exposed ability with Hillbilly, that just only lasts like, what, a second, maybe 2 seconds? It's very, very quick. So the abilities and the perks aren't egregious for Survivor and Killer. Also, generally speaking, the maps are very balanced. They're very balanced. The maps that we have, Cold Wind, Disturbed Ward, McMillan, Azeroth, Mother's Dwelling, those are very balanced maps. Now, with Cold Wind, that map may be the only one out of the 5. Maybe even Azeroth's, maybe. But Cold Wind is actually pretty Survivor-sided. It's very hard to play on as Killer in the 2v8 mode. But generally speaking, the maps that we have are extremely fucking balanced, right? So that is another reason I think that the 2v8 mode should be the main mode going forward, because it's just more balanced than the 1v4 mode. It's way more balanced, right? In my opinion. It's more balanced. I won't say way more balanced, but it is more balanced. So yeah, those are my reasons for why I think that the 2v8 mode should be the main mode going forward. If I were behavior, I would just keep this shit in the game and then just make changes to it periodically. That's what I would do. Because people are having so much goddamn fun. The player counts speak for themselves. I think they hit an all-time high on Steam. I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure they hit an all-time high on Steam because of this 2v8 mode. This 2v8 mode brought back a fuck ton of players, right? I don't like mentioning other content creators' names, but Dowsy came back, right? And Dowsy left this game for a long-ass time. Now he's come back because of the 2v8 mode. So, I think that you should capitalize on what you've created behavior and just make this mode the main mode going forward. 1v4 is still going to be there for those people that may want a little more, I guess, of a competitive experience, but the 2v8 mode should be there for us to fall back on for those of us that don't want to sweat our balls off all the goddamn time. Alright? Anyway, I'm out this bitch. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Do you think that I'm just full of shit? Do you think I'm just a prisoner of the moment? I need to shut my black ass up? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, I'm out this bitch. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Gone.